Hello and welcome to today's Wild Hearthstone deck tech and gameplay video on an update to Quest Hunter. This particular Quest Hunter, because there are a couple of quests, basically wants you to damage your opponent and your opponent's things with spells, and we do that with an absolute metric-ish load of damaging spells in question. Anything from old school favorites like Arcane Shot and even Quick Shot, to newer cards like Shimmer Shot, and a somewhat newer card in Starshooter. All of these are basically trying to fill the role of giving us as many spells that deal damage so that we can complete our quest the quickest. And then afterwards, when we get Tavish as a reward, we have a good amount of, on top of, just having those spells that can do damage, having as many cheap spells as we do allows us to not only deal with whatever damage the spell itself might do, but allows us to get several repeated uses out of our, what will eventually be, free hero power. And really, you're looking to just sort of, I guess this is actually, yeah, I guess this, if you want to use a Magic the Gathering example, is the closest that Hearthstone has to a true burn deck, which is basically what this is, play burn spells, supporting cards that help you keep fuel, and then just try and burn your opponent out before they can turn the corner. And that's the basics of the list. There's not a whole lot that is exciting about this deck, and really, if you've already seen or played your own version of a quest list, it's just new cards. Still very fun and still very good. But yeah, I saw Shimmer Shot and the Starshooter come out, and I thought, oh, that's good fodder for an update to an old list. So that's basically the deck. With all that out of the way, don't forget to like the video if you like it. Subscribe if you like my grab bag of content and would like to see more in the future. And if you have any sort of questions like, I don't have X, what about Y, go ahead and ask them below. The deck is honestly really pretty budget friendly. Of course, the quest is necessary in order for the deck to work. But really, none of the actual burn spells or the fuel cards or anything above rares, I believe. I mean, Starshooter is Starshooter is the only real epic, and you don't even technically need it. It's just a great little way to get, in this case, 6 extra Arcane Shots as well as the damage from the Starshooters. I believe Malygos is one of those free cards that you can get if you just play enough of Hearthstone, but if you're newer to the deck, you don't need this at all. Just run more furious Howls or other, okay card draw spells like Trinket Tracker, stuff like that. And with that out of the way, we'll go on to game number 1, I believe. Sorry about this. This intro was all over the place. Anywho, yeah, on to game number 1. And game number 1 with our little Quest Hunter. We'll throw back the tracking as we want to save this for later in the game when you just need to find more, more spells or answers or what have you. This is a perfectly fine hand. We've got some things to do. I was gonna say card draw, but it's conditional card draw. If our opponent takes their sweet time to decide what they're gonna mulligan. If this is a time warp, OTK kind of deck, we can beat it. We just sometimes. Let me figure out how to word this. We are very capable of beating it, but it's a combo deck, and sometimes they just pop off and kill us before they can do anything, or before we can do anything. But if we can get in under the radar, we can actually sneak out wins. It just happens and will depend on from game to game. I haven't seen many other mages, but if it's something more board based, we can either ignore it if it's a little slower, or just use our burn spells to remove said creatures in question if we need to. Anywho, quest on 1. I'm afraid my opponent isn't here, and that all this grand. Oh, okay. Okay. It's a little BM to wait that long, but whatever, that's fine. Okay, the Conjured Arrow is a bad keep now, knowing that they don't have anything. So, just gonna play spells, do things. This is, really just a game of, can we kill them before they get their like couple ice blocks back to back and, you know, actually manage to pop off. And if one reason why, if you were looking at the deck list and were wondering, like, that, like, Naga that pings stuff, or the 1-mana tracker card, or even Malygos, those cards seem weird. You could probably make them spells and be better. And, like, yeah, you can, but it also, like, kind of sucks when, as it has been in older versions, or in previous versions of testing over the last couple of weeks with this deck, sometimes your Tavish gets objectioned and, like, you just hate your life. So that's why those cards are in there, beyond the fact that I think they're kind of good. Anywho, burn to face and pass. Very simple. It's honestly, this game's gonna be pretty boring, but it's like, you know, it is gonna be somewhat indicative. We will probably use the tracking now because we just need to, like, ensure that we have the fuel to, like, try and eke out this win. Of course, our opponent is either having, you know, real life stuff come up, or they're incredibly BM. Both of which are possible. That's... Oh, there's one that don't start in your deck, right? It's not the other quest that's just, I think, spells in general. I mean, okay. I think we are, unless they play some weird oddball creatures, which is possible, I think we're just going to largely ignore their board and just kind of go face. Let's see. Mana Thirst isn't going to be on, so we're going to need to track for something a little more substantial. I don't like that, but I'm thinking Aerosmith might actually be the best. It's not, like, exciting at all. Like, let's be honest. Even I can tell that. But if nothing else, we'll do, like, an Aerosmith, and then we'll arrow down their elemental if they don't attack with it. If they do, it's fine. They could play it again, but if they do, then that's all they've done with their turn. Let me check this. Yeah, okay, it needs to cast it. It's not like a... I should know this offhand, but recording breaks my brain sometimes. The reason why I check that is that it's not like the Burgle quest from Rogue that I think you just need to get the cards. You don't need to play the cards. They're doing things. Acrobatics will do it. And they're just gonna do that. Okay, yeah, he's, you know, doing what you would expect. Okay, so now even if he attacked with the first elemental, our plan remains the same, basically. If not, technically. That's one less, right? Yeah. I'm not convinced. I mean, the card's fine, like, especially in decks like this. Oh, okay, yeah, that's just one of those. You need to play it for the quest progress. That's fine. Okay, that's a whole lot of... I hope you rope, because you're like... Your deck is not that complicated. It's just not. Did we attack? There we go. Okay. Wow, he's gonna... Okay, I guess if you just, like... Especially this, I mean, again, the deck, you know, the card's good, it's fine. I guess this card is really good if you just pick, like, and get somewhat lucky, granted. And just pick the lowest cost thing where, like, for the example of the Secure the Deck quest, they just got to play it for free and advance their quest. That's actually pretty good. So I would like to retract my shit-talking statement. I have seen some versions of this in testing that use, like, Sunwell, maybe? Oh, okay, that's fine. And then the second flame counts. Okay. That's cool. Seems... well, okay. Both are fine. I was going to say it seems odd, but it's fine. Wow, they don't have any creatures, so this is like a total dud card. Oh well. Gotta, like, try. Not gonna lie. Well, I mean, assuming they will eventually play that prismatic elemental thing again, I can always Conjured Arrow it a couple of times now that we have Mana Thirst online, which is something. Although, the more I look at this card, and really, I would love if I had that legendary Hunter card that buffs all your arcane spells. I would love to make, like, an Arcane Hunter. I think that would be cool. I don't know if it'd be good, but I think it'd be really fun. Okay. Come on, opponent. You're, like, making it very difficult to feel the dead air with your very complicated deck. Come on. But either they're here or, I guess, the possibility of whatever bot they're playing, okay, is here, so sure. And if we're going to be fair, I don't technically know that it's a bot, and I've had games where I've had, like, you know, bio-emergencies, shall we say, that, like, force my hand. So let's not be, like, a total asshole about this. There we go. Okay, so he's kind of here. Whatever. So weird. Go ahead and Conjured Arrow. Well, we have a target for the thing, because very clearly that cannot be relied on to necessarily be the case. Sure. We'll get... Yeah, we'll complete the quest. Even... They shouldn't have a dirty rat, but if they were going to, I think we'll be alright. In that case, we'll just do Aim Shot. And now, next turn, on 8 mana, we'll be able to play both the Tavish and some 1 mana spells, or cheap spells, to like really pop off with some damage. I was gonna say, I have seen Reno versions of this be useful, just because the existence of Reno and of Zephyrus gives you like the ability to heal a lot, to deal with the more aggressive decks that can rush you down, but I believe we've seen... Well, I know we've seen 2 Prismatic Elementals, and I don't believe the second one was conjured from anywhere. So, I mean, unless they're doing something weird like running both and Reno, but that doesn't happen. I think the gameplay is to just ignore their creatures, because they haven't played an ice block, which they've... Okay, maybe I can't ignore the creatures as much now. I mean... Okay, maybe they're back now. Okay. Their deck isn't what I expected, but I do like me some flavor. This is a large... Hang on, can I just kill him? Hang on, I didn't actually think about that. Let me see here. 2, 3, 4, 5... 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Can I squeeze out more damage here? I think I can, right? 1, 2. I think I can kill him. 2. Shoot. We cannot. I cannot, in fact, count. Yeah. I feel better knowing that there like wasn't a way I was going to do that though. 8, 16, 16, 4, 21. Probably dead because we screwed that up, but that's cool. Oh well. Honestly, I gotta be honest, when my opponent's been roping like every turn, so my brain sort of shut off. If we die, we die. That's fine. This deck does have the burn tools to kill me, it has to be said, so there's a real chance our opponent has a fireball and just throws it at our face and the game's over. But I gotta be honest, like I just said 2 seconds ago, when this much roping and this long of a game is there for no discernible reason, I mentally check out. Oh yeah, he's got it with the quest. Yeah, we're dead. Cool, I don't care. Pick the win. If you're gonna play a combo deck, don't be an asshole. Like, yeah, I could have... Well, hang on. I was at 28, even if I kill an 8 health thing. 8, 15, 13, 13, 26, 26. I mean, I'm almost certainly dead there, but even with that, because he would have just... Assuming he would have played all the same cards and all that stuff again. With the board that he probably had the ability to kill me. But yeah, I gotta be honest, if a person's gonna take that long on a linear solitaire style deck, I don't want to play against him. It's just not fun for me. But, you know, I basically... The deck did good, and it showed a good version of what the deck's trying to do. Anywho, now we'll go on to game number 2. And game number 2 with our little quest hunter list. And... This is one of those matchups where I think we're really going to have to, like, use our burn spells and stuff as just ways to fight for the board. But the deck doesn't mind doing that, and it's not like when you do that you've like immediately accepted the fact that you've lost the game or whatever. No, the deck can still like use burn as removal and like very much win. Okay, they kept the leftmost. Maybe like some draw quest demon hunter thing? Possibly. We shall see. Or not. Yeah. Cool. You were clearly there to mulligan. Okay. Oh, over there. There we go. I was about to talk mad shit. Because as I've explained, I believe, several times on the channel, whenever I go to record videos, play the Aerosmith pass, whenever I go to record videos, or record games for videos, I will literally just, like, press record on one game, you know, end recording on that game, and the next game I play, provided it's not the same matchup as the last one or something, or, you know, the opponent just ropes whatever and isn't there, provided that the games are sound and not repeats of an already existing one in the video, I'll just go, you know, A, B, C, and be done. But, yeah, I say all of that because if it sounds like I'm still salty about people roping and stuff and, like, just taking forever to do fuck all, it's because I am salty. I, like, enjoy playing the game, and even though I do have times where stuff happens, and I'm not saying that, like, stuff can never happen, but after a certain point, it's kind of on you. All that being said, I think we'll just Arcane Shot and just some Wound Prey and just throw spells at our opponent's face. Generally do what our game plan wants to do. I don't want to use the Explosive Trap without an opposing board to get rid of. Ideally, since they can just proc it with a hero power. So that's why we didn't play the Explosive Trap, even though there's an argument that's the more mana-efficient play to do. And while we wait, as our opponent will likely take forever, a card that I did not think I would love so much in this deck is Aerosmith. Like, it's like not going to set the world on fire, but it's like a lovely little tech card. It's a great way to, like, not only early on have an okay statted creature for the cost, but its effect is, like, very synergistic for what your deck's game plan already is. And it can, like, spit out a fuckload of damage. It can easily spit out 4, 5, 6 damage over the course of a game. It's, like, really good. And if there's moments like this where, I mean, to be fair, the Unleash Fel is a bad example, but it also does sometimes just, like, soak up a removal spell. And that's, like, more impressive than you would think. I think we'll just Snipe. I think now we will actually Explosive Trap. Even if he just pops it with a hero power, our opponent has been playing actually no creatures. I only usually see the Unleash Fel in, like, some, whatever Dark Weaver, recast all your spell dudes thing. Whatever that card is. But assuming it is that, like, Fel spell deck combo-y thingy sort of kind of thing going on, then they're not going to play a whole lot of creatures anyway. And he didn't attack. Get the fuck out of here. Hell yeah. That's awesome. In the meantime, another absolute all-star Starshooter. There's so much damage for a deck like this packed into one single card. Not only, and that's ignoring the 2 copies that are in the deck. I love this card, especially in this deck. Not only does it just give you removal in the form of the weapon, but it's an all-around fantastic card. Does everything the deck wants to do. Like, don't sleep on this card. Like, this, it's not required to make this version of the list work, but my god, does it really help when it's in. Our opponent is doing things. Oh boy, a coin. You sure showed me. Sure your coin in whatever play is going to be very important. Does that Jace Darkweaver, or whatever the hell his name is it copies all the Fel spells, or copy just all the spells? Because he's, like, also doing a lot of drawing stuff, which I thought would have been, like, conducive to the quest. Okay, so now you pop it. Your opponent's weird, but sure. Fine. Not like... Well... Hang on, what is my progress at? Okay. We can complete it this turn. We will use the Arcane Shot we get. And then... Oh, we can't... Sorry. Not complete it. Complete that stage. My brain. Non-compute. In that case, we'll just throw the rest of the spells at our opponent. I think we'll do Explosive Trap, and then we'll Hero Power. This way, if they attack us, we complete the quest. If they play, like, a minion, we complete the quest, because Snipe does actually count towards progress for the quest. So if our opponent basically does a thing that, like, affects us, or puts any amount of pressure on us, we complete the quest, and then we can hopefully start popping off next turn, because they are at 5. You sure showed me. That is a card. But again, like we talked about, gives me my Tavish, that's his name. I can read, I promise. That is... Okay. I mean, we'll take it. That's fine. So, yeah, now we don't even really have to work that hard for it, but we'll still do it. Play your Tavish. And then we'll just hit with the weapon. No reason to be too terribly BM about it. But yeah, that's honestly a pretty good showing for the deck. And I, by all accounts, will have the time to make this a 3-game video. I know I had gotten away from that, but, you know, sometimes real-life things come up, but I should have the time today to make a 3rd one. So, on to the game number 3 of this particular video. And game number 3 with our Quest Hunter. And this is a perfectly fine hand. Something to do on turn 2, something to do on turn 3. The Arrowsmith will almost certainly be an immediate removal target. And of course, we quest on 1, because why would you not? I guess if you want to be really technical, if you have like a tracker, you could play the tracker on 1, and then play the quest on 2, if you want to, but it's not strictly necessary, and even then, that's only good in certain situations, and not in the... certain, what's the word? Certain, like, niche corner case situations is probably better. Or, yeah, I guess, with the exception of, like, maybe if a paladin plays, like, an Oh My Yogg on turn 1 or something. That would also work. Anywho, Arrowsmith. Didn't do anything on turn 1. They're a Renathal deck, which tells me nothing. But usually the rogues I see will be some sort of burgly thing, which is fine. I mean, if they run the what? Okay, if they run Spectral Cutlass, then the deck can struggle with all the life gain or life steal, in this case, that they have access to. But other than that, you know, we're okay. Though I will say the Acolyte of Pain is a fucking wild card. I would say it makes no sense, but it's a creature that draws you cards, which is fine. Oh, we're gonna give them a fucking load of cards. It's not gonna be great. Although I guess we could make him burn cards depending on how these go. Maybe. All right, what are we doing here? That's better. That means he's only going to get, what, 2 cards out of this? Okay. We don't love the fact that we're giving him cards, but we don't have an option. Because, yeah, it should die, and then they'll go to the face, right? Okay, good. Want to make sure that interaction worked like that. And the old Shimmer Shot. I will say, in regards to Shimmer Shot... What is that card? Max magnetize this to your hand. Fine. Oh, yes. In the defense of Shimmering Shot, I believe this is just, I would say, strictly better than that Wound Prey thing, and it's even at the same rarity. Not to mention, if you up the damage of the Shimmer Shot through, like, Celestial Shot or some other spell damage shenanigans, it does increase the quote, the quality of the minion in question, which I think is great. What is that? Oh, is it Excavate? I don't even remember what their reward is. But okay, I'm down. Quick drop. Okay, just Excavate's a load. That's its whole bit, which is fine. Think we'll do 4 to the face. And then I'll Conjured Arrow. There we go. And only one should go to it. The other should go to face. Oh yeah. I think we will use the tracking now just to make sure we don't run out of fuel. We'll have to find another card, draw a card. Howl will do it. Howl will do it. And this is honestly like a great... I'm actually glad, regardless of how this game goes. Oh yeah, that's also great. But this has been a great showing how, like, if an Arrowsmith is, especially early on, left and unresolved, like, it'll do a lot of damage. Something like, what, 3-4 damage on the pings alone, not to mention the extra 2 from the attack. It's, like, awesome. I don't remember offhand, because this is literally the first Excavate Rogue I've ever seen, ever. And I maintain this. I think the best, if not most boring, Excavate reward is probably Warrior, though I haven't had a whole lot of time in testing with the Murloc one and the Paladin one to like know. But I will be doing Excavate deck soon. Anywho, Snipe. Want to get as many cards out of this Howl as we can. Arcane Shot will do just fine. Although, Quick Shot is technically more damaged, which is enough for me. And then we just go face with the rest. What's their secret? Oh, is that the play the cards? Yeah, okay. Plagiarize is the name of the thing. We are... Why? War Gear? Okay, I don't know what... Your deck's starting to get away from me. What did I even play? Howl, a Quick Shot, and there's something else. I know it happened just last turn, but I can't remember. But I kind of don't think it matters, right? Unless they have some... Oh, what's that Watcher of the Sun Forge card that everybody plays? That's another one of those... To be fair, this is not the card I thought that would see the fucking loads of play it does in Wild. Now, in Limited, I totally get that. A great card out of Limited, replaces itself, and has bonus effect. Great. Standard, where power... Get the fuck out of here. Their deck doesn't make any sense. But in Standard, even when you could argue the power level is lower, even then I understand it. But in Wild, it's so weird that that card sees play. But sure, fine. Celestial Shot. Then we'll do an Arcane Shot. And then we'll just bonk and then kill our opponent. I wasn't even paying attention, so... For the lethal I missed before, I gained 1 lethal now. I don't know what our opponent was trying to do, because they were like... Well, okay. I don't know if... Okay, they may have, like, done a thing where they thought that... And I've done this with, like, the Puds Gang rogue I did. Maybe they thought that Excavate didn't have enough support to make a deck all of its own, so they combined 2... What they perceived as, like, maybe 2 packages that didn't have enough support and, like, you know, stapled those things together to make a deck. I've done that before. I will do it again. Hearthstone has this weird thing where they'll, like, give a specific mechanic only enough cards for, like, half a deck, and then you just sort of have to, like like I said, staple or stitch some weird-ish together around it, which is unfortunate. But, and you'll see that in the next Hearthstone video, which I'll tease now, which will be a, I guess we'll call it like a barrel of, like a Sludge Warlock. Sludge Warlock is one of those things where they did not give that enough cards to, like, work. To make, like, a cohesive deck all of its own. And they didn't give any more cards in the mini set, so I've had to, as you will see, staple some weird stuff together to get it to a fun place. But there you go. I don't usually give teasers on what the next deck is, but if you're looking forward to Sludge Warlock, stick around for the next Hearthstone video. And also, you know, if you like or are interested in Magic, also watch those videos too. I like both games equally. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like the video in question. Sub if you like me and want to see more of me in the future. And if you have any sort of questions or comments, like I don't have X, what about Y, or other generally nice comments, try and leave those down in the comments below, and I will do what I can to respond to all that I see. Thank you all so much. Stay safe out there, and, you know, just try and be nice. Don't go around BMing people. The world doesn't need more of that. Anywho, bye-bye.